Welcome back to Houston Life.
Well, today is World Heart Day. Houston has the largest medical center in the world, so we don't have to go very far to get world-class health care. Joining us now is Dr. Shahid Rahman, interventional cardiologist with Memorial Hermann Medical Group, to talk more about heart health. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, we have this model in front of us, and first of all, we were talking during the break and we said, is this to scale? I thought that was a very interesting question because this is actually just a little bit smaller than an actual heart.
It's a little bit smaller. You know, a lot of people say that the heart's gonna be about the size of your fist, probably about this big inside your chest.
So, okay, we hear a lot about signs and symptoms about having a heart attack. What about heart health? Are there any signs other than, shortness of breath or things that we really need to take notice?
So the big thing about it is, if the heart, and specifically the left ventricle of the heart, has difficulty filling with blood or pumping blood out, patients don't come to you saying, by the way, I have heart failure. They come to you with problems. The problems may be shortness of breath, fatigue. Maybe Mr. Johnson was able to get his groceries, get 4 bags in, get them onto the counter, put everything into the shelf. Now halfway through, he's got to sit down and catch his breath. Things like chest pain, shortness of breath when you walk around, or problems related to having too much fluid in your body. Maybe you're sleeping on a recliner because you feel short of breath laying flat. Maybe your legs are swollen, your ankles have gotten big and filled with edema.
Okay, so there are all kinds of warning signs. And let's just refresh, maybe you could refresh our memory. It's been a minute since we learned this in school. But how exactly does the heart work, and what would heart failure be using this model?
So the interesting thing about the heart is, people think the heart just squeezes, but the heart has 3 motions. It twists, it comes together, does squeeze, and then it gets smaller. So with every beat, it's almost like a ringing motion, ringing the blood out of the heart. Unfortunately for some people, when the heart gets weak, the heart's ability both to twist, squeeze, and eject the blood from the heart starts to get jeopardized. Pressures in the heart go up. People aren't able to generate as much blood going forward. They feel short of breath, are tired, doing things that didn't give them problems before, and then the blood starts to back up. They can get water on their lungs or even on their legs, in their belly, and they can feel full or tired.
All of this is very scary, right? And so there's also lots of treatments out there as well. So if somebody hears those 2 words, heart failure, let's talk about some of the treatments. Of course, blanket, speaking.
The beautiful thing about cardiology is it affects so many people, so there's been a great deal of science and research that's gone into healing the heart. And we call it guideline-directed medical therapy because we have giant national societies that look at this and they create guidelines for us. And there's big trials with thousands and thousands of people who volunteered, who had weak hearts and took separate medicines. And half the people took the medicine, half didn't. And we looked to see, did it improve? And what we found is the 4 pillars of guideline-directed medical therapy, which are kind of an alphabet soup of medicines, but beta blockers, ARNIs, aldosterone blockers, and SGLT2s, when given to patients, not only prolong lives, but make lives better. Less hospitalization, longer ability to walk, feeling less short of breath.
Are there things that we could do to prevent the treatment, essentially to prevent having the issue in the first place, doctor?
The beautiful thing about cardiology is the things that you would consider a healthy lifestyle are what prevents heart disease. So if you wanted to prevent coronary artery disease, which then would lead to choking of the heart and a weakened heart, you'd eat right, a plant-based diet. You'd be easy on saturated fats, refined sugars. There's really a dose response between refined sugar, so just plain old sugar in your diet, and mortality, and also red meats. You'd exercise. Try to get 30 minutes a day. I always suggest if you have friends and family, get them involved. If there's a class you'd like to do, make those your kind of tent poles and tag on a couple of exercises otherwise during the day. And then if you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, there are wonderful medicines to treat those. But the important thing is to get screened early, to live a healthy life early, to not smoke. Do those things when you're young so that when we do get a little bit older, we're not running into problems and now having to make up for issues that we've had in the past.
Right, back timing our health, so to speak,
exactly.
Right? These are all great information too, and I think that the takeaway today is listen to your body, eat well, exercise, and ask questions when you think something's off, right?
Absolutely. And if something doesn't feel right, don't just brush it under the rug.
Yeah, that's true. And the good news is if you do have an issue, we've got experts right in our backyard.
Yeah.
Dr. Shahid Rahman, thanks so much for stopping by Houston Life.
Such a pleasure.
Well, to connect with the folks at Memorial Hermann, you can reach them at their website at memorialhermann.org/heart.
Or you can call 713-222-2273.